Okay, these are pliers. We call them the secret weapon pliers because they do a couple of vital things in the world of wire. They're built all the same, but they are made for different gauges of wire. 18, 20, 21, 22. And same construction, and I'll show you. They're made from polished stainless steel. They're spring-loaded with the padded grips. But if you look inside, there's another metal here. That metal is brass. It's all brass line, and there's a lot of handwork that goes into this tool. The brass is much softer than the steel because a common problem that people have with working with their wire is the gold-filled or even the sterling getting scratched from the steel wires. So this is going to help greatly to prevent your wire from getting scratched. Now, this is a very targeted tool that has specific operations, and I'll show you exactly what I'm talking about. I even have my signature on the side of it, so if you don't see my signature, it's probably a counterfeit. And you'll see the gauge that it's used for, and that gauge will correspond with the openings right here, and there's 4 openings on each side. You can see them from the top and you can see them from the side. And let me show you what we're trying to produce. I'll bring one in here. This is a gemstone prong ring, a marquee. It's probably one of the best sellers in the wire jewelry business, but you don't see that many of them because they can be difficult to make because of 2 reasons. Number one, there's not a specific, well, there wasn't a specific tool to make these prongs here and here. If these prongs are not equal all around, your stone will sit lopsided in the setting and you can't sell that piece. So these stones have to sit perfectly flat into that handmade setting. And these prongs here, here, and here have to be exactly the dimension needed to make this cradle of this prong ring. The pliers will help you to make these prongs, and I'm going to show you later on what I'm talking about. Here's another one. This is another ring. I'll put this on the side. This is a square stone, and it has 2 accent stones. And all this can be done, but again, to make it right, you have to have these prongs the same size, the same length. Let's see if we can get a little bit of a close-up on here. And you'll see that the prong tips are pretty much the same size on both sides. And it sits in there perfectly because the right dimensions were used. And we're going to have a prong ring guide for you that's going to help you determine what size prongs to use before you start working on the ring. Gold filled, they're expensive right now, so you want to have the right dimensions before you start working on it. So these are the rings that you'll make with it, and we're going to go to exactly how you do that. Here is a sample bundle of us attempting to make prongs for a gemstone prong ring. And this is a 21 gauge square, half hard gold fill wire, but it could be any kind of half hard wire. I don't recommend soft wire. Hard wire works the best. Half hard wire works the best. So this is 21 gauge. So to manipulate this wire and make this top prong, you'd want to bring in the 21 gauge secret weapon, and you can see it's written 21 gauge there. It has a dark blue handle on it. So this is a pretty simple procedure. You get your bundle ready to go. Now if you don't know how to make a bundle, we do have videos on the boot camp that show you how to make this prong ring. But this is the way you construct the prong. So and this is just a sample piece here. So we have our wire wrapped up, And we have it marked, so from here to this point here, to this point here, that's the length of our prong. Now, how do we know it's the length of the prong? Well, it's in the prong ring guide, and you're going to get a very good idea as to how long that prong needs to be. Now, the trick is to get both prongs the same size, and this is what you do. You take your wire and you hold it together. You bring your 21 gauge, well, I can put it really in any hole that'll hold it. Okay. Okay, it just snapped in there. Okay. It's brass, so usually it won't scratch your wire. So, okay, I've got it securely formed in here. I've got it securely held, and just the very top of that black line is showing, which should be the top of your prong. So I've got it secure. It can't flop over because of the construction of the pliers. So I'm going to bring this out here. And I'm doing this with my fingers. I probably shouldn't be doing that, but there you go. If I bring those two pieces out like that, I'm assured, if my black line is straight and my tool is secured, that those two prongs are going to be the same size. I'm going to take them off, and I'm just going to bend them down with my hands. Now, there's more work to be done. It's not all of it. But you can see those prongs are the same size. They're exactly the same size because of the construction of the tool. And this tool will help you to make those prong rings. Now, from this point, you just go in and make your prong ring as you would normally. And that's featured here on the Wire Jewelry Bootcamp. Let's look at the other side. There's a lot of ways to do this. Okay, I want to bring the same. I'm still working with 21 gauge. Okay, I'm going to bring it back in here. And I'm going to make sure that just the top of that black line is showing. And you're going to get a little firmer angle, and you're going to get a firmer turn if you use a knife blade. This is actually a watchmaker's tool, and it's used to open the back of a watch. It's got a nice sharp blade here. When I say sharp, it slides right between the wires real well, but it's not going to cut you. So we can use this, and we just bring it in here like that and just bend it over. And that'll help start it like that. Bring the other one in. Just bring it between the wires and just bend it over. And that is going to give you the perfect prong each time. Let's put this one on the side. Let's bring another one in here. And this is just wire templates just to give you an idea how it is done. There's specific measurements for all of these prong rings, and if you don't know them already, the prong ring guide will help you. Let's say you're not very good with your fingers and you don't want to use a watchmaker's tool because you don't have one. Here's an old kitchen knife, dull blade so it won't cut you. And just do the same thing. Just bring it in and bend it down like that. Bend it even. Take the other one and get it in there and bend it down. And those are the beginning of your two perfect prongs right here. You can see they're perfectly even across because the secret weapon will grip them and hold them together. So that is one of the applications of the tool if you want to make prong rings one of the highest profit selling items in the wire jewelry business.